All right, guys, here we are for episode 17, season 2 of the Twilight Zone.
What's up?
So this episode is the basis of Final Destination.
I guess.
It has the almost exact same ending.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like not the exact same thing, but that's why I say it's the basis of like that. That would have given you that thing. Like, what if somebody has a dream that they die,
What if they have a
and their
recurring
plane
nightmare?
crashes right after they get off it?
So,
like, there's no death chasing her, obviously.
Okay. Well, no. I'm not going to hold you to some crazy strict definition of Final Destination.
It was that one shot of them looking out the window and the plane exploding.
Yes.
And I was like, that's like the black and white 1960 version of Final Destination.
No, 100%. I feel like this is almost maybe it doesn't have the same point as Final Destination. And what made this like a little artsier or like better or whatever was that like her dream was a metaphor for the death.
Yes.
She didn't dream that she was at an airport and she knocked over a thing.
No.
And then she went right. She dreamed this weird other thing.
But it was
which,
it was awesome too because like she dreamed things that are real. She knew where the morgue was, which are things she shouldn't know in reality.
Which makes
and the number 22 being her flight. So it paralleled like it was
but
this a metaphor for that, but it also was reality also, which that was that was the way of doing a twist
that
where
makes no sense.
You think something's gonna happen and she'll die and end up in that morgue.
It makes no sense. Okay. I know what you're saying, and I agree, and I like that they kind of because for like a minute there, the doctor's like, "How did she know the morgue?" And you're like, "Wait, how much time is left in this episode? Why are we doing that? Why are we revealing the thing like this?" And then it turns out not to be the thing. But how did she know the fucking morgue? What's going on?
No
makes
idea.
No sense.
And why did it only click with him like years into it? It seemed like shouldn't on the first day him be like, "Wait a minute, that is the morgue. Have you been down there?"
Right. You're not allowed down there, ma'am. Please lock her down. Strap her down to the thing. Right?
Yeah.
No, like
and she was just cured. They were like, "Okay, you can go now."
No,
like, what was the reasoning for letting her just go?
Yeah, the timing and the pacing and like how the order of things and how things went made no sense. At one point they call out, "It's been 6 nights in a row," but then at some point in the future, some indeterminate amount of time, right? They like let her go, and she's like, "Fuck my agent," or whatever.
What was she in the hospital for in the first place?
Exhaustion.
Was it the dreams? Like what the fuck?
No, I don't know, and I don't know how.
You gotta love hospitals back in the day. Now, like you give birth, they kick you out that day. Then you were tired, and they give you a hospital
room. Right, the baby's hanging
and you
out
smoked
of you,
in it.
and they're like, "Listen,
can you get out?
It's technically born. You can handle the rest yourself. Please leave. We have 10 people that need this room."
What a world we live in.
White privilege. She just gets it's like a glorified hotel with the creepy.
Well, yeah, you had glass
with the
where
creepy dude from Lost in Space.
You were smoking in it. You had a lot of opportunities here.
Yeah.
Back in the day, it was pretty awesome.
A lot of opportunity. Yeah.
No, just think about that. Like
No, it's crazy. It was not the real world.
Like back in the day, of course, you were able to smoke cigarettes inside. That's a thing.
The surgeon was smoking while he was
operating. Of course, he was ashing into your pancreas. But the idea of people got glass cups. I'm like, it wasn't cheap plastic shit. They gave you real stuff. You had silverware.
Right, and the food was probably not that.
It was probably delicious.
Different shades of gray.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
50 Shades of Grey, hospital food.
50 Shades of Grey slop they feed you in the hospital. Fuck, dude, I don't know. This episode's, like, I really like the idea. So it has, like, stuff I love and I hate in it.
Sure.
I love you have a dream and there's, like, symbols. It's, like, pretentious bullshit, right? I keep saying. That's the new phrase when we say these kinds of things.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like a filmmaking thing where you have this recurring dream, but it turns out that this meant this and that meant that, and now the lady from the dream is the stewardess, and it's great.
Yeah.
And the morgue, and it's
like creepy-ass face.
Yeah, because that was going to your death, like the morgue, though, but it's a plane, though, and it's Flight 22, and it's room 22, right? But then
great parallels.
But then I hate that, like, the morgue really was room 22? Like, that doesn't make sense. Was Rod Serling implying that was all part of the dream? Did she ever even go to the hospital? Like, what's going on?
Well, no, she was clearly in the hospital.
Right? It's weird.
My interpretation, and I think what was kind of laid out pretty thick, was like, of course, it's the morgue, meaning you're going to die.
Yeah.
And it being the morgue in reality, I think, is a great way to throw you like left. And it's also also could be a thing where we wrote this story. That doesn't make any sense. Like do you know what I mean? Like a lot of Twilight Zones, I feel like you wrote 90% of a story and then just but it could have a twist too and you write the last couple pages.
Yeah, we've talked about that.
And that clearly could be here because there's a lot of that where like you can't go back and say, but why did this happen in almost any of these because it falls apart for some reason.
It does, I know, but it's just like, I don't know. I think that it was weird. I guess it was just to misdirect you, but they didn't even really, like, the misdirection wasn't like a like nothing, like after he goes, wait a minute, how did she know about the room? It just cuts either to the fake commercial or to like nothing or something, and then she's leaving. Like there wasn't even this weird thing, right? And how could they have ever thought it was anything but a dream? Because she's like, it happens, 6 nights in a row, and it's like, what? No, it doesn't. I was here last night. Like, what are you talking about?
Why not? Yeah, I don't understand why you wouldn't just like instead of having the thing like, okay, this time don't pick up the cup. Why not be like, this time I'll come in at that time.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. I thought what they were gonna say, or like her agent, or like somebody was gonna be like, we're just gonna wait here with you or something and see what happens or whatever, right? We're gonna do something like that to prove that it's a dream. But then she's like, because then she's waking up and they're just injecting her. Like there was like a scene cut out where it made me go, oh shit, what's going on with the dream world? And because they were like teasing it, right? Like even if you try not to get the cup, if you change what you do. Like the cup still breaks, you still hear the footsteps, right? So I thought they were going to keep going on that, thread. But then, once it's come around and, cut to them injecting her and, wake up, wait, go to sleep. No, you're dreaming. It's hard. I'm like, oh, well, they really are dreams. So what's the whole thing about the morgue?
Yeah.
And all, I don't know. Whatever.
It doesn't
premonitions. It doesn't kill the episode because, the bottom line, the point is, I like enough the metaphorical dream foreshadowing your own doom and it's saving.
Yeah,
you or whatever,
it's a cool way of doing things.
It's fine. Yeah. So yeah.
And the payoff was all right. It was good enough. I like the glass breaks and this happens. Yeah. Oh my god!
How'd you feel about the explosion effect though?
That was bad.
Yeah,
but it was the best they had.
I
thought they could have hit it a little bit more, making it like that weird thing it had around, the halo effect it had.
Yeah.
They could have, I think, played up more of that being a reflection had they done it on the other side of the screen. Like if they would have cut to their reactions and just done a big thing and then cut to that
side.
They could have done something a little better. But at the time, I'm sure that played as oh my god, that plane exploded.
No, and I wonder that. I feel like this might have been at one of the points in time where it's there was a point in time where they say, well, we can't have a plane explode. We're not Hollywood. We're not fucking some director or whatever. So we're just we're not going to show in previous episodes. It's just been a newspaper and the plane crashed or whatever, right? So they would just not show it. Then at a certain point, far in the future, we can show it. We can have the plane explode. We can do slow-mo and fucking CG and fly around mid-explosion while it's frozen. All some amazing stuff.
And this was the start of that.
Well, in the middle somewhere where it's we can do something. We could show it. Should we show it though? Right?
Yeah.
And this is where mechanical sharks have broken down and it's totally changed the vibe of a movie for the better, right? Where they were we can show the shark, guys. The shark's fucking awesome. The shark broke. But then it works out it's still this gray area of should we show it or not. Right?
Well, it's like the Hercules and the CG skeletons.
Yes.
All right, less is more.
Yes, exactly.
But at the time, you were still oh my god, what is that? That's awesome.
I was like, oh CG, oh my god.
OCG, oh my god.
Oh CG, OMG, oh my god, I can't believe this. Also, in episode 1 of that Hercules show, people are turning into statues, and they all turn into the exact same statue because they had one statue to morph to or something like that. So the guy in the intro turns into a statue of Aeolus or the later villager.
But it's a shitty statue.
His hair changes to turn into that guy's. It was very funny. That doesn't ruin anything though, right? Humans used to watch plays and listen to stories by a campfire with cave drawings, right? I have an imagination, but I'm just saying, at a certain point, like you're saying, less is more. Don't show the thing. Imply the thing.
But it played fine. I wasn't I'm taken out of this. The episode itself wasn't hinging on a lot of stuff, so it was fine.
It didn't hurt it, but it did make me chuckle. That's what we're up to with that. Okay, cool. Wow.
It's worse when in the middle of an episode there's something weird and janky, and I'm that's supposed to be what's scary, and it looks bad. But when it's that's the capper, it's the end.
No. And that was a reveal moment, not it's not the monster you're supposed to be scared of and you're just laughing, right? Is that supposed to be blood? What is that? What's going on? It doesn't
that looks like
derail
orange
the thing.
paint. What's happening?
Right. Why are we doing this? That's just him with dirt on his face. That's not a zombie. Okay.
Yeah, but this episode was fine. I thought I thought it had some legitimate creepy parts. The girl was good.
Yeah.
I was a little annoyed by some of her things, but it was okay.
Did you like her being I don't know, Mr. J?
It was she had that kind of thing, and her a little too, her agent or whatever he was.
Yeah.
His glasses, I couldn't look away from his glasses. He had
those were intentional though.
But it was something where his nose was taller than a normal person, so his glasses sat so high on his face.
Yeah, I don't know. So
or they were weirdly cut.
He goes and like readies himself to go into the room, and the way they frame the shot and the way he touches his glasses, I think like on set they were like, oh, and you should wear these glasses. Yeah, those look horrible. Perfect. And they wanted to like call attention to them or something like that, because it felt really weird, right? They didn't like match his face or his life. But that might be, that's one of those things. And again, like, is it brilliant? I'm actually saying it was like a last minute thing and not brilliant, but like it's one of those things people try to do to be like, oh, your character, yeah, his tie will always be fucked up. Like make like the thin piece too long.
Yeah,
like
he's always eating apples.
Like,
just keep chewing.
Yeah, like fuck up your thing a little bit, right? So I feel like that was their like attempt to do that, but it was distracting and weird.
It was weird.
He was okay. The doctor was
was fucking overacting and then underacting, and I was like, what's happening with him?
He was
so on, then he was so evil dry, and I was like, what am I seeing?
I thought it was okay. I think he's an actor from somewhere. Was he the
Hell?
When he said "room for one more, honey," I was like, "What am I watching? What's going on? What's happening here? This is ridiculous."
Yeah, it was strange.
And then his weird laughter and stuff like that. It was very. There are some strange things in this episode.
When the episode first opens, so it opens in the middle of the dream starting.
Yeah.
And like you see like that cat, which is a stuffed cat. I'm like, oh, it's the worst stuffed cat I've ever seen. And then I'm like, oh, it's a stuffed animal.
Oh my God! Are we supposed to believe that that's a? Oh, we're not. Okay.
I thought like she was gonna be like a hunted stuffed cat was next to her.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, it looks terrible. Oh, it's just a stuffed animal.
Oh, it looks terrible. This happened again with me for this one. I think sometimes Netflix has to like buffer or load or something. Some of these episodes feel and when I said this last time, your response was, well, that's impossible. I go, I know. I just mean it feels like it was shot on video almost. I think like the frame rate's not correct when at first, and it has to like fix it or something like that.
I'm not experiencing the same thing.
I know. When this this happened to me for like the Hobo Santa Claus episode too.
Okay.
And then like it didn't happen for a few episodes. Now it happened again, where like it feels jittery and weird, and it kind of takes me out of it. It makes me go like, what am I watching? But I've learned to look past it. But yes, I had a similar thing in the beginning where I'm like, what is happening here?
I had a weird thing with the elevator where I was like, that elevator seems like it's moving too fluidly, like it's a piece of cardboard just sliding across the back wall. But I didn't like rewind or look at it again. It was just something like I saw that.
The door, you mean, or what do you mean? Oh, okay, yeah.
She rides the elevator to the bottom floor of the morgue, and it just goes like, and it reminded me of like Star Trek, like how it closed.
No, it did. And there was a thing with like the lights going on and off of like clicking the things, where for a second I was like, wait, did I blink? Did it go in like the wrong order? Like what's happening? And then like the episode seemed to like fix itself or whatever towards the end. Shit like that. I don't know. I'd love to care enough to analyze anything, but yeah. Something was up, I feel like.
Always.
I have to capture my TV screen and then go frame by frame and figure out what's happening. I don't know.
For next time.
This is a decent episode, though, like we're saying. Has a good premise.
I liked it.
It does what the Twilight Zone is supposed to do, and doesn't really fail enough along the way to make me say this is a bad episode.
No, it ended off happy, which is not always a common thread. I was like, yeah, all right.
I mean, she doesn't die, right? Yeah.
She doesn't die.
Yeah.
I don't know if death is now going to come after her, but
it's not like to your like original point. I think whoever made Final Destination, right? There's probably like a bunch of sources that
definitely
that you could draw from, but I feel like this very well, in theory, could have been
Twilight Zone. I'm sure has spawned many movies and many people's inspiration, and that led to this and this and that.
And I'm sure there's short stories, right? And the ideas were not original here, but I think like one of the writers for Final Destination 1 for that screenplay might have seen this as a kid, forgotten about it, and said, like, I'm fascinated by this idea of cheating death and then death getting his, like, due, I want that.
I would bet money on it.
Yeah, fuck.
All right, guys, so that was this episode of Twilight Zone. Let us know in the comments below what you think about it. Don't die in a fire, and we will see you next time.
Hello, internets. I just love watching JustDaggers. If you've enjoyed this video as much as I have, click that subscribe button. Peace out, homies.